What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Matsu here, bringing you some more highly requested MHA content. I've had some YouTube questions, some Twitter questions, all that kind of stuff about this. So I figured, hey, I might as well bring you some more content that you want to see, because that's what I'm all about, bringing content to people who want to see it. So, without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. Today, I'm going to be playing Tsuyu Asui. So, Tsuyu Asui is a 720 with a 6 difficulty and a 6 check and a 0 mid block. Not that that matters. All characters have those. With Enhanced Commit, your attack gets +2 speed. You may discard 1 kick or ranged attack from your card pool. Enhanced, flip 1 foundation, ready this card, playable while committed. So, this character obviously plays off kick or ranged attacks. So, I think every attack in my deck is a ranged attack. That's what we're choosing to focus on instead of focusing on the kicks aspect of it. Let's get right into it. Starting with the attacks. We play 4 of Asui's Ultra Rare, Frog Lashing. This card is overspec'd as hell. Move this back a little bit. So it is a 5/3, 4 high for 6 with a 1 mid block, breaker 1 ranged. Enhance, this attack gets +1 damage for each of your ready face down foundations, and then enhance, ready 2 face down foundations. So this card basically says, I'm not a 5 diff, I'm a 3 diff. Most of the time, which is absolutely absurd. Just readying 2 foundations for free is insane, and especially when you're readying them to get bonuses from having them readied. On to the next card, we have 4 of the promo Amphibious Ambush. This is a 5 diff, 3 check, 3 eye for 5 with a 2 low block, ranged, combo ranged. Combo Enhance, your rival adds 1 face-up foundation from their stage to their card pool, then builds the top card of their deck face down. And then Enhance, add 1 other ranged attack from your card pool to your momentum. So basically, what this does in our deck is it's another copy of Asui in case we don't want to commit her to give the speed and kick another card from our card pool, because this says add 1 other ranged attack from your card pool to your momentum. So you can just play the second and use it to shove a thing into your momentum and clear your card pool instead of using Asui, so you don't have to flip a foundation to ready her if you used her on the first attack, which normally you do because commit for +2 speed is really strong. It also randomly shoving cards into our opponent's card pool and maybe getting a face-up foundation they actually cared about out of the way. Pretty nice. The second best attack in our deck, the first one being Frog Lash, Frigid Heat Wave. So this is Todoroki's Ultra Rare. It is a 5/3 with a 5 high for 4 and a 2 low block. Ranged, Enhance. If you have 6 or more ranged attacks in your discard pile, draw 2 cards. So this card, as long as you have 6 or more ranged attacks in your discard pile, I'm just going to use the most obvious reference that most people will probably know. It's Pot of Greed! Wow! Play a card, draw 2 cards. That's so strong. And then Enhance, discard the top 3 cards of your deck. This attack gets +2 damage for each ranged attack discarded this way. So, at a maximum, this card can just get +6 damage for no reason. I say no reason, but obviously you milled 3 attacks. That's kind of a cost. So yeah, in Asui, it's randomly a 7 high for like 8 or 6 or 10, depending on how many ranged attacks you mill or how much damage buff you have on your board, because we do play a card that buffs damage. On to the next attack. We're getting into the 4 diffs before the last attack of the deck. We're playing 4 Tongue Smack. Tongue Smack is a 4 diff, 3 check, 4 high for 4 with a 2 mid block, ranged. Enhance, if your character is committed, this attack gets +2 damage. Enhance, draw 1 card, only playable if a card has left your card pool this turn. So basically, if you have used your character, you get +2 damage and you draw a card. if you have used Amphibious Ambush, you get to draw a card, because this makes another card leave your card pool as well. So, yeah, it's just like a 6 high for 6 that draws you a card, which, you know, that's really good stats. Like, very good stats, considering how efficient our deck wants to play and what our deck wants to be doing. We play 2 copies of Ice Storm, so, it's a 4-diff, 3-check, 4-low for 4, with a 2 mid-block, Breaker 2, Powerful 3, ranged. Enhance, this attack cannot be blocked by attack cards. And Deadlock Enhance, this attack gets +2 speed. The speed of this attack cannot be reduced. So, this card is honestly in the deck because it is a ranged attack with decent stats, a somewhat relevant enhance on it, and Breaker 2. This and one other card are the only 2 attacks that have Breaker 2, or cards in general that have Breaker 2 printed on them. So, for those that don't know, Breaker 2 says, respond after you successfully block with a card with Breaker, your opponent's next difficulty to play a card gets +X, where X is the Breaker rating. So, if I block with this, and my opponent has 1 card in their card pool, so they have 1 progressive difficulty, and I Breaker, they now have +3 difficulty to the next card they attempt to play. Whether it be an attack, an action played as a form, an attack played, you know, a foundation even. I think I probably said attack twice, but you know what? It's fine. So yeah, defensive attack that we can block with. It also randomly kills people sometimes because Powerful 3 is pretty strong. On to the foundations. We do not play any assets or actions in this deck because we do not need them. We play 2 Rescue Completed. Rescue Completed is a 3/5 with a 2 low block that says Enhance, destroy ready 2 face-down foundations that have not been readied this combat phase. And Enhance, commit 1 foundation. This attack gets +1 or -2 speed. Honestly, I'm thinking about bumping this card up to a 3 of in this deck because today, the commit 1 foundation for -2 speed was the most insane thing ever. Literally, this card basically says, give your entire board the bonus ability of, hey, I commit for -2 speed. Which is crazy with Asui, because for those that don't know, the way this interacts with Asui is you can commit your character for any cost where it says commit 1 foundation as cost, because your character can technically be committed to pay that cost. So, that's really sweet. So what you can do is on your opponent's turn, if you have Rescue Completed, you can commit Asui to give their attack -2 speed, and then flip a foundation, ready Asui, and you basically didn't lose anything. You just flipped a foundation for -2 speed, which is absolutely crazy considering there's not much like great speed pump or speed reduction in this set. So just having this as an option available to us is so strong. Our next 3-diff, our final 3-diff, Sticky Balls, the name that keeps on giving, you know? It's a 3/5 with a 2 mid block, unique, that says Enhance, flip, add the top card of your rival's discard pile to their card pool, and Enhance, commit, this non-ranged attack gets -4 speed. So, I mostly use this card for the flip effect to have my opponent add the top card of their discard pile to their card pool. It did actually save me the 2 times that I played it, because it said my opponent couldn't attack anymore because their card pool was just too shoved. Man, that was a weird game. Shoutouts to everyone from Mana Merch at my local game store that I played against today. My final match was against Tyler from TCGU, which, if you didn't know, they're my sponsors. They're fantastic. If you need anything, go check them out. It should be TCG University on TCG Player. If you want to if you need any My Hero singles, any of that kind of stuff, we got you covered. But we played like 3 really bricky games, and this card saved me in 2 of them, actually. So that was really cool. I rarely ever use the enhanced commit for -4 speed, but that is actually a very strong ability. Just commit for -4 speed on a non-ranged attack. Quite good. On to the next card, Think Fast. It's a 2/5 with a 1 mid block, unique, that says enhance, commit 1 foundation, change the zone of your attack. If the zone of your attack has been changed, it gets +1 speed and +1 damage as the second enhance. So basically, yet again, we're looping back around to this. You can commit your character as cost for these kinds of effects. So I can commit Asui to change the zone of my attack, and then I can give it 1/1 with Think Fast, so it's +1 speed and +1 damage stronger and faster, which is really cool considering I can just flip a foundation to ready Asui anyways. So, you know, if you ever decide, hey, I probably don't need the speed right now, I more need the damage, you can just kind of do that. This next card is easily, far and away, the best foundation in our deck. Classmate Introductions. It's a 2/5 with a 2 mid block that says enhance, if your rival has not played a block this turn, this attack gets +1 speed. And then E, if this is your first attack this turn, it gets +1 damage. This card stacks. It is not unique, so if you have multiple of these, you can use their enhances on each of your attacks. So if your opponent doesn't play a block, they have to keep dealing with the +1 speed on every attack times the number of copies of this card that you have. So there were a lot of times where I built like 2 of this on turn 1, and then I just blew my opponent up on turn 2 because I was giving everything +4 speed and they couldn't block. And like my first attack just randomly got +2 damage. This card is actually crazy. We play 3 Frozen. Frozen is a 2/5 with a 2 high block that says enhance your turn, so you can only use this on your turn. Destroy 1 foundation, your rival commits 1 foundation. So this is our way of getting out of deadlock, because there are a lot of good deadlock effects in this set. So we never want to go into deadlock, which, for those that don't know, deadlock is when your opponent is at more than 10 foundations, deadlock becomes active, and deadlock effects are usually a lot more powerful than normal enhances, responses, whatever they may be. So staying out of that for a benefit is good for us. We play 4 copies of Wallcling. Wallcling is a 2/4 with a 3 high block that says enhance, flip, if this attack is blocked, it deals no damage. So this card just says if we block, we don't take damage, which is good if we're trying to off-block, like we don't have the proper block zones in our hand. If we're blocking a throw, which throws say if they're completely blocked, they still deal half damage regardless, but this card gets around that, which is really good. Denki also has an attack that says if this attack is completely blocked, it still deals 1 damage. This gets around that as well. Just a very good card. Definitely a 4 of in like any deck on those symbols. We play 3 Creepy Realization. It's a 2/4 with a 3 mid block that says enhance, commit. This attack gets +1 or -1 damage for each card in your rival's card pool. This card didn't really come up too much. It's good if your opponent's trying to block most of your stuff on offense, and it's good if your opponent's trying to go wide on defense. So if they're trying to play like 4 or 5 attacks, this card just says commit for -4 or -5 damage, because it's based on the number of cards in their card pool. Even honestly committing for -3 damage is really good, so that's why we play it. We play 2 Irrefutable Force of Nature. This card is just a seal answer to what we need to deal with. It is a 2/5 with a 3 low block that says enhance, commit, seal 1 rival, earth, fire, or water asset or foundation. Enhance, remove, seal 1 rival asset or foundation. So when we're going in, like when we're trying to kill our opponent, we don't want to have to deal with any of their answers. So just having a commit to seal your answer or a remove to seal your answer is really good, because we are basically a combo deck, so things that stop us from comboing off are no bueno. We play 2 Self-Assured. It is a 2/4 with a 3 high block, unique foundation that says Enhance, Commit, change the zone of this attack. And then Enhance, Destroy, draw 1 card for every 4 ranged attacks in your discard pile. So later on in the game, when you have a bunch of ranged attacks in your discard pile, this card says Enhance, blow it up, draw 2, draw 3. That kind of stuff. So, like, obviously, blowing up a foundation to draw 2 or 3 cards, that's pretty strong. It also just says Enhance, Commit, change the zone of this attack, which is good both offensively and defensively. If we don't have the right blocks, we can make sure that we have the right block by changing the zone. And if our opponent, we know they don't have the right block, we just change it to whatever zone they don't have the block for, whatever zone we don't think they have the block for. We play 4 copies of Tape. Tape is a 1/5 with a 3 mid block that says Enhance, Flip, change this attack zone to mid. And then Enhance, Flip this mid attack gets -2 speed. So this works offensively and defensively. On the first Enhance, it lets us change our attack zone to a mid. So if we know, hey, they don't have mid blocks, we just want them to half block this, we can change it to a mid. And then the flip for -2 speed is obviously very good because speed 8's kind of hard to come by, honestly. There's like 2 symbols that have like good amounts of it, and the rest are kind of, they don't really have much. We play 4 Amphibious. It is a 1/5 with a 3 mid block that says Enhance. Once per turn, if a card has left your card pool this turn, ready this foundation. Playable while committed. So this card says if we've used our character this turn, we can just ready it. Or if we've Amphibious ambushed this turn, we can just ready it, which is really good when we are just trying to go in and kill them. We play 3 copies of Precise Control. It is a 1/5 with a 3 mid block and Breaker 1 that says Enhance, add this card to your hand. Very simple Enhance, very strong Enhance. This says that you can just build it, and if you feel like you need to block with something, you can just lift it back to your hand and block with it. And if you feel like you don't need to block with it, you just leave it on your board for next turn, so you can commit it to pass checks and kill your opponent. And on to the last foundation of the deck, the last card of the deck, we play 4 Observant Student. It is a 1/5 with a 1 low block that says Enhance, Flip, look at the top card of your deck. And then Deadlock Enhance, Commit, if a card has left your card pool this turn, add 1 ranged attack from your discard pile to your hand. So this card is honestly just a spam with a good low block. The Enhance, Flip, look at the top card of your deck is pretty good if we need the information on what the top card of our deck is, but most of the time we'd rather just flip this card to Asui. Sorry. The Deadlock Enhance, it kind of came up today in my match against Tyler. Shoutouts to him again. There were several times where he had to de-build himself out of Deadlock playing Kirishima, because if he didn't, I just got to clear my card pool and then commit this to pick up a ranged attack from my discard pile for free. Which, when this card says pick up a literal pot of greed, that's crazy. Like, your opponent cannot let this happen to them, otherwise they will, like, 90% just lose. And, without further ado, thanks everyone for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you check out my Twitch. I do stream occasionally. Make sure you check out my Patreon, all that cool stuff, and sayonara. What is up, Matsu Nation? Thank you for watching till the end of the video. If you enjoyed, like, comment, and subscribe. And check out all my socials and my Patreon. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and sayonara.